a fugitive prince fleeing the bloody coup of his royal family back in the Islamic capital of Damascus. His name is Abdul Rahman.
This is a real story of someone who's really literally swimming and running for their life. After many adventures, he managed to make his way from Syria to Egypt to North Africa. His mother was North African, so he had family connections there. And finally, he crossed over to Al-Andalus.
Abdul Rahman escapes the violence of Damascus, but his refuge of Al-Andalus is equally troubled, still mired in Berber revolts.
The Muslim society, he found, in Al-Andalus was also highly conflicted. And I don't mean between Muslims and Christians, I mean between rival Muslim factions.
But Abdul Rahman finds support among the beleaguered townsfolk, longing for a strong leader. As the son of a Berber and an Arab, he is able to quell the tensions between these Muslim factions.
Abdul Rahman is able to pull together dissidents and take control of Muslim Spain. He tries to foment a rebellion, revolution, and that's not hard to do in the early years of Muslim Spain.
Abdul Rahman unites the populace against their corrupt governor, Yusuf, at the Battle of Guadalquivir.
When Abdul Rahman I arrived in Al-Andalus, the governor and all of the people who were in power there at the time weren't particularly happy to see him, because they perceived him not as a liberator, but as a threat to their own power. He directly challenged their authority, and what he did was systematically destroy them.
Victorious, Abdul Rahman declares himself emir, or leader, and makes the nearby Cordoba the capital of his new kingdom. Inspired by the magnificence of his family's palace in Damascus, Abdul Rahman orders the construction of a magnificent mosque.
It is one of the greatest buildings in the world. It is built on the site of the main Christian church in Cordoba.
There's this history there that you can see, or that's been made visible. At the same time, those beautiful red and white arches that fly overhead that really draw the eyes upward, that are so ornamental, so strikingly ornamental for, if you think, the 9th century, 8th century.
The mosque's decorated mihrab is built to show the direction of Mecca for prayer, as well as to amplify the words of the prayer leader.
It was built by Byzantine artisans, or at least one master artisan who was sent from Constantinople. He came not only with his expertise, but he also came with boxes of those little glass squares called tercera, because they didn't have them in Spain. If you look up from the mihrab, in that vault overhead, once again you have that idea of the arch, but it's an arch that again crisscrosses, only now instead of crisscrossing to form a screen through which you look, it is forming a dome into which you look that represents, we think, a kind of cosmos, a kind of the heavens overhead. And those are, of course, also encrusted with that same mosaic.
Abdul Rahman's reign begins a new dynasty that will forever shape the future of Al-Andalus.